Hi guys, my name is Sandy. I'm a homeschooling mom to two boys. We are currently going to be finishing our fourth year of homeschooling coming up really soon. And today I'm going to do a walkthrough of the language arts from the Good and the Beautiful, level 3 and level 4. And this is for my younger son. He's in 5th grade and he started off the year with level 3 and he's currently working through level 4. My older son, who's in 7th grade, has been using the Good and the Beautiful language arts for several years, and he's really liked it. My younger son has previously looked over the curriculum, and he didn't really care for the way it looked. This year, he started off his 5th grade using Easy Peasy Language Arts 4, and he liked it, but he kind of got bored with it. He used level 3 last year, and he liked it. Before that, he used Master Books, and he also liked it, but he seems to get bored with curriculum really fast. So this year I thought I didn't want to spend a whole lot on the curriculum and trying out new language arts with him, so I showed him the samples of level 3 and he really liked how they looked. And all that I purchased for him was just this course book, and I mainly did that because there's colored pictures in here and that would have been more difficult to print up on my own. And then everything else was just black and white and I printed it up. Now comparing the time between the level 3 and the level 4, the level 3 took him about 10 to 20 minutes a day, and he absolutely loved it. The lessons were quick and he enjoyed them. The level 4 he's using right now, we started this in January. I would say the lessons take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes a day. And he's liking it, but not as much as the level 3. So we started using the level 3 language arts in about October, and we continued until the beginning of January. He loved it. He couldn't wait to do his language arts every day. And in January, I moved him to the level 4 just because the level 3 wasn't challenging enough for him. The Good and the Beautiful is an all-in-one curriculum, and you don't need any other components to the language arts, and it also has geography and a little bit of art. The level 3, you use markers for the artwork, so I just purchased these. We didn't own any markers currently because my kids hadn't used them for a few years. And here's a few of the components. So the course book is the main part of it, and there are colored pictures, so I did spend the money to get the printed version of it. It also comes with a personal reader, which is black and white, so I just printed it myself. Everything else I printed myself. I put in a binder. I have different tabs. Here's his handwriting tab. And of course for handwriting, I purchased the level 3 handwriting, which he's been doing their handwriting for several years and it's worked really great. The level 3 introduces cursive, and he's kind of hit a roadblock. He's having a lot of difficulty learning cursive. So we've taken a slight break from the Good and the Beautiful handwriting, and we've gone on to something else. But I did rip out his handwriting pages every day, and I'll put it in the binder over here. And another component are these word climbs. He loved this part. He couldn't wait to do it every day. When they finish a mountain, they get to put a flag on top. And another component is I Sat by the Sea. They're poems, and the child gets to read a poem almost every day. He also loved this part. Some days they would read several poems. I would just have him pick his favorite poem on the page to read. And this is black and white, so I printed it myself. And then you've got the answer key is online. And I printed it a little bit, but I just ended up loading it onto my phone after that and just looking up the answers on my phone. Here's something extra. You do learn sentence diagramming in level 3. I printed up these extra pages for him just to have a little bit of practice on it, and this really helped him, and it's from superteacherworksheets.com. So let me show you a day in the level 3. So here's lesson 92. This is towards the end of the year. We hadn't gotten this far in it. Compound sentences. And a lot of this, he has handwriting difficulty, and the thing I loved about this curriculum is there's not a whole lot of handwriting for the children to do. There's a lot of fun cut and paste activities that have to do with grammar in here. And on this page, this is the lesson before that. There's an art project which they can use the marker for. So this lesson over here, personal reading, they have to read for 20 minutes every day. And if there's anything written like this, he would type it up on the computer, and we would just do we would do one big file on the computer and just list it for the day. Like we would be listing day 92, and then he would just hand type everything. And here's a little bit of more grammar, the homophones. Here's lesson 93. It's on paragraph writing. Lesson 94 is a review. And there is a little bit of sentence diagramming in here. Over here, lesson 95 has the diagramming. My son understood that, and he actually enjoyed doing diagramming. And some of his favorite things in here were these fun cut and paste activities. Here's a previous activity that he changed. And he got to cut and paste these on here for past tense. And his other favorite thing that he loved and he couldn't wait to do every day was the Kingdom of Kind stories. Here's part 7. He absolutely loved the Kingdom of Kind story. It's like a whole fairy tale type story in the middle of the lessons. Here's another part of it. So he absolutely loved level 3 and he didn't want to stop, but it was a little bit too easy for him. Here's a closer look at the level 4, the Good and Beautiful Language Arts, that my 5th grader is using. My 7th grader had used the original level 4 a few years ago and he loved it. And to be honest, I kind of like the original level 4 a little bit better than this one. I felt like the lessons were more Charlotte Mason type and they flowed a little bit better. This is more like workbook type, I feel like. But it's still very good curriculum. So they use oil pastels for the level 4. And projects, I just use drawing pad. You want something that's smooth and this doesn't have a lot of bumps on it. It's a really smooth paper. Here's some of the components. You've got the main course book. You have the spelling and writing workshop book. There is a reader with different stories that are actually part of the curriculum, so you have to get it. And there's another book, which I don't have here. It's another reader, and the stories are also part of the curriculum, so you need to get that too. And there is these geography and grammar cards. So I haven't used these yet with him. My 5th grader is really, really good with geography and grammar already, and I don't really see a need to just extend his lessons even longer to go over these. Son is a lefty, and he has trouble writing with this spiral bound on the side, so I do have to rip pages out as we're completing them. And I honestly don't know if that's because he's a lefty or just because it's hard for all the children to write in that, but my older son doesn't have any problem with the spiral binding. So let me show you a lesson. So the lessons start off in the main course book, and I'll show you lesson 77. It's going over British Columbia, so that's some geography. You've got grammar, compound verbs, sentence diagramming, which at this point he knows how to do. He learned them in level 3. And over here you've got some questions about a book, and that comes from this reader right here. I'm probably going to have him type these questions up. That way he can type a lot more if he wants to than just that little space provided. And then, of course, there's the personal reading, and they ask you a question about what you're reading. And then you go to, and that's it for that lesson. Then it goes into lesson 78. But there's another part to lesson 77, and that is in the spelling and writing workshop book. Let's see if I can find, and here it is. There's beautiful pictures throughout this whole entire thing. And this is about writing effective paragraphs. And there's a space for the children to write. I would have him just type this up. And that's it for that. And of course, these are switched between a spelling and a writing. So lesson 78, you've got spelling. 79, you've got a writing workshop. 80 is a spelling workshop. And then again, 81 is a writing workshop. And we don't do a whole lot in the spelling. He's pretty good at spelling. He really needs more help with his writing. Here's a lesson on the artwork. It talks about a different artist throughout the whole book, different artists. And before they start their artwork for the day, there's a poem right here, which I had him read. And here's an oil pastel project. Goes over step by step exactly what they should do. And here's the finished product. So taking a closer look at this reader book, it's black and white, but there are pictures, and the words are a little bit larger, which kind of makes it easier for the children to go through it. And I really like some of the stories that are in here. For his silent reading, I did purchase some books from the Good and Beautiful library, mainly because, let's see, this one's level 3, and then I believe these are all level 4 books. And he's enjoyed all of them a lot. This is the one we just got through. So what he likes about these is they're fairly short, they have colored pictures in them, and the words are a little bit bigger. And he's not my child that really loves reading. Here's Fiddler Crab. And he also loves books about animals, and these are all about animals. Here's Mammals of Small Pond. And these are not attached to the curriculum. These are something that you would buy extra from the Good and the Beautiful library. And then he hasn't started this book yet. I just ordered it. It's a 2-book series. So that's basically it for level 3 and level 4. He really enjoyed level 3. He kind of likes level 4, but we're going to be trying something different next year. I think they're really good, well-rounded curriculum, and they teach writing in a very gentle way, and I would definitely recommend them. So I hope this is helpful. Bye, guys.